Like this is a business.
It's just a venue.
Like that's what people need to understand, that this is a business. Somebody owns it. Everywhere you go to, every bar you go to, every place that you're gonna be working with as a comic is a business that is gonna want to make money. So if you want to pitch your idea to them, or you want to fucking convince them to give you a shot, show them how you're gonna make a money.
Alright guys, we got a special episode. We'll call it 5.5 with Sebastian Alverez. He came by the podcast because he's going to be having a show on June 13th. Go visit him. It's his birthday. Buy tickets. Ben's not here. Shout out to Ben. He's sleeping right now.
Shout out to Ben.
But today, I got Sebastian. What's your last name?
Alverez.
Mm-hmm. This guy made me really think you're Italian. I'm like, damn, because I was fucking with Dano's back in town, so he's been like, I've been anti-Italian. You know, whenever somebody just posts like positive about their race, I'm like, no.
Well, yeah, I am Cuban, but he was saying that like I look Italian, which is what most Cubans wish. So like,
exactly.
I can respect it. I have European.
Oh man,
I got European
Cubans, man. Cubans don't want to be Spanish anymore, bro.
No,
like,
at all. They're letting the Chinese
here,
fucking put up spy museums and like
For
spy
real.
shit in their country, which I thought was so funny when I saw that they're not even like hiding it. Like, yeah, this is a spy building. Like, this is an espionage building. Like, we're building it, and we're like, it's like Scientology, that they put up that big ass building in the middle of US 1, and it says Scientology.
It's fire though. It's a nice building.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out.
Trust me, Scientology is the best real estate company in the world. Like,
and Bill Gates.
But
he has agriculture.
McDonald's also is a huge.
Yeah,
McDonald's is more of a real estate company than it is a fucking food sales company.
That's crazy though.
Dude, that's what it's all about. Like Scientology owns like Clearwater, Florida. Do you know that?
For real?
But
how can you make money off of land? Oh, because they're selling it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but like you gotta rent it. Because I'm thinking McDonald's. I
that.
forget that McDonald's is a franchise because you're renting all your shit. To
well,
the
no,
person.
yeah. Well, on top of that, you own the land. They're not like renting the land.
Exactly.
Like that's why McDonald's makes money, because they're like, yeah, if we're gonna open a restaurant, we're gonna own that fucking thing. Like, we're gonna own that shit. Like, we're not just gonna
rent it to a dumb fuck.
Yeah, no, and then franchise it. Where that guy has to pay $1 million just to open the restaurant, and then he still has to pay you franchising fees. Every single month.
They're usually on the north side of the road.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I bet there's a million different fucking
stipulations
and stipulations. And Burger King's dying, bro.
Burger King's dying, bro. It's not. Burger King is what Cadillac used to be, bro. Cadillac, yeah, bro. They're falling. All right. So Burger King's breakfast though is way better than their lunch at this point, because the Whopper has fallen.
I'll give I'll give that to you.
But Taco Bell's
breakfast
is not the Taco Bell of breakfast.
But do you like the breakfast at Taco Bell?
It's pretty good.
I like it. I like the fucking Crunchwrap Supreme. Their breakfast Crunchwrap Supreme with a hash brown in it. Oof.
You know who's the Taco Bell of breakfast?
What?
Dunkin' Donuts, because they always fuck up your shit, bro. They get disrespectful, bro. Just like in Taco Bell when they get disrespectful.
If you're going to Dunkin'
you
Donuts
ask for sour cream, they're like, okay, we're gonna give you all of it. And then the same thing with a bagel, bro. You ask for cream cheese, they're like, okay, half a pound of cream cheese on that shit. And it's disgusting.
For me, when I go to Dunkin', I'm only getting coffee, bro. Like, that's like that. If you're going to Dunkin' for anything else, maybe I'll get a fucking bagel sandwich that they just like have it pre-made and they just throw it in that microwave. That fucking nuclear fucking reactor of a microwave that puts your food up to like 1,000,000 degrees.
And somehow it gets crispy though. I'm like,
bro,
I can respect that.
They figured that shit. That's like an OD. It's like an OD air fryer.
Exactly. Like they're like, nuke it, air fry it. Nuke it, air fry
I want one of those for my house, dog.
I
want to be able to put fully frozen shit in there, and in 15 seconds it's steaming hot.
Spy Kids it.
No.
We're pretty close to Spy Kids. The
really?
The air fryer is almost. We just wait a little bit longer.
Well, also I think in Spy Kids it was like
a pill.
It was a piece of paper. Yeah, it was like they had like a baseball card. They had like a Big Mac baseball card.
Charizard.
Yeah, bro, for real. Doing some Yu-Gi-Oh shit in Spy Kids. What a great movie.
But like,
and also unpopular opinion, Spy Kids 2 was the best Spy Kids.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
The 3D one was a big flop for
Fail.
me. My mom, bro. Love my mom so much, bro. She fucking went after work, bought me the tickets, came home with the 3D glasses. Like, we going Friday night. Went and watched that atrocity. The first one though, the thumbs and the dude with the squish face, bro, kind of fucked me up for a little bit. The guy when he got his face all squished, bro, he got me fucked up.
He got it like fused with other faces, right? Wasn't that what happened?
Yeah, it was something like that.
He had like a bunch of hands, he had a bunch of fingers.
The thumbs would fuck me up. Yeah, would fuck me up.
That was dope. That was such a great movie.
And like, not realistic because Mexicans could never
be
spies, bro.
We would never let them do any espionage in this country.
No, it would be bad, bro.
They are the last people. We're like, we don't need any insider knowledge.
That's so funny, bro. No, but there's no good Mexican spies. There's good. You know what? There's good of Mexicans, drunks.
Yeah,
I can say that. But anyways. We this might be our last podcast because we might be dead since we inhaled rat poison.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I've waved the box in the back. That what with that spoon.
Rat poison?
No, that's kratom.
Oh, thank God.
It's kratom. Let's go. We're getting high. We're not gonna die. We're getting high. Let's go.
Yes. All right. Let's do.
Dude,
let's do more. What if we got addicted to rat poison by accident?
But wait.
We're like, yo, that was great.
Yeah, what if we were like, yo, that rat poison was really good, dude. Let me get some more of that.
Dog, when I tell you, I felt the poison kicking in, bro. I can feel it in my throat, bro.
My eyes were getting watery, cause you were fucking like he was trying to like fan out like from the back room, and
cardboard
I'm
box.
standing outside. He's standing facing the exit door, and he gets this box. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, you picked you picked the worst fucking box to fan air.
I didn't.
No, to fan air, like the structure of the box, like it's not a fan. It was when I saw you pick it up, I was like, that's gonna do nothing. I was like, and then you went like this, one, and it was just.
I didn't see
fucking smoke everywhere. I thought it was like broken up cardboard and dust.
Oh,
that's what I thought it was. So I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to get that shit in my eyes. And then Trevor looked at Trevor was like, that's rat poison. And we were like, oh,
it was inside
shit.
a box.
No, because it was neon green. That shit looked weird as fuck. I was like, oh yeah, that's for sure rat poison. Like they don't make things for human consumption that are neon green powders.
Just took dabs. We're like, that's what I first. That's the first thing I thought it was. Kratom. First sale at Next Level Smoke Shop.
So here's the thing about kratom, right? That's a scam, right?
No. It helps.
I'm fucking.
People.
No, I know it helps. I know it helps
He
people,
takes
but
it.
I've done it a bunch of times and I never feel shit.
Pain. It's
like
people with pain.
Kratom, like I went to a bar where you do like kratom and kava and do all that shit. I don't know, dude. I've been to like multiple. I've tried it at multiple different places and fucking multiple kava bars that have since gone under.
Oh yeah, a lot of
in Wynwood. But I've tried it a bunch and it never fucking does anything.
There's
What is that? That's just like so. For anybody who can't see, he just pulled out like the smallest bottle, the smallest teardrop bottle. He's like, "This shit will fuck you up."
It's the salt that they give you in room service. Oh shit!
It's like smelling salts, but for fucking kratom. Yeah.
Do you smell
That's
it?
the dabs of kratom.
Oh, I'm like, we'll fucking. He
that's
bought
crazy.
it.
I see you have poppers too.
Yeah.
Shout out to
those
gay
new
dudes
down here? Like, did that just get legal, or that's always been around here?
I heard I heard it's been forever.
The first time I saw it, there was
it's for your ass, right?
Yeah.
You put it in your ass?
No, but it loosens you up.
Okay, so with a name like Poppers.
So it's like, isn't it like a nail polish remover? Okay, so it's video head cleaner, right? It's like this. It's like it smells like the most concentrated like alcohol, like like isopropyl alcohol. It smells like the most concentrated thick version of that. No, you take like a whiff. I saw these when I went to New York to do comedy. When I saw people doing it, they were just sniffing it out of the bottle. Like when I was in New York, I saw guys that were like at the house that I was staying at, and like apparently it's big there.
It's for gay dudes.
One of them was gay.
It's
for
gay dudes. I heard it loosens up their butt.
It is, but they said that it gives them just like you get like a fucking head rush and like it. They also never like dissociated. Like they would do it and they would just be like yeah.
The Pause for Edit podcast is shot in and sponsored by the Next Level Smoke Shop located on 28911 South Dixie Highway in Homestead, Florida. It's right off of US 1 and 288. And if you mention the Pause for Edit podcast, you're gonna get 15% off your order. They sell vapes, tobacco vapes, THC vapes, THCA flower, look it up, edibles. You can try out basically any flavor that they have here before you buy. They've got anime posters, incense, soda, and mention the podcast.
Maybe the sensation of being underwater when you're in that state feels good.
Yeah, because your body is covered in air.
Dude, I don't know. They were doing fucking right. Yeah, that was the other thing they were doing. They were doing the fucking whippets out there too.
What?
Like, yeah. Well, these guys.
I don't like that.
I was staying at a place.
I passed out.
I do whippets. Yeah. I've seen many people pass out taking whippets too. Like, there's a fucking. They got a house out there in Brooklyn that it's literally like 6 guys and they each pay like $1,000 in rent and they have an entire building. Like, it's like 3-story building. They have the roof to themselves. And it's a fucking, it's a Penn-Style, but that's what they were doing in there. They're fucking poppers and fucking whippets. That was the first time I had seen any of that shit. And, bro, people back in the day used to fucking huff the flowers,
that's crazy,
the tripping belladonnas, whatever.
As a refrigeration technician.
Yeah.
Shout out, bro. That shit dispels oxygen, bro, and that shit don't come out your body.
True.
It don't come out the atmosphere. So what do you think it's gonna do with your?
Yeah, what's it gonna do with your stomach?
What if the earth can't handle it? Oh, but all right. So it wasn't rat poison.
Thank God. Yeah, good stuff. I might go do it again later now that I know that. Yeah. I'm just gonna eat it right out of the box, dude. There's a spoon in there already.
Oh man, that was one
thing that also
like, in my mind.
That was one thing that also tripped me out because there was a spoon in there. So I was like, why is the spoon for the rat poison still in there? Yeah, just like spreading it.
It's a.
You never got high on rat poison. All the kids are doing it.
Yeah, all the rats.
But weed is a gateway drug.
Yeah, no,
bro. They were right.
Well, I didn't believe it at first because I was like, bro, no way. And then we legalized weed, and a fucking year later, everyone was like, now mushrooms has to be legal.
Yeah.
And then they did legalize mushrooms, and I was like,
now
oh,
you can't arrest us for drugs.
Yeah. Now you can't arrest us for drugs. I was like, it's definitely a gateway drug. Like, weed opened the door. Like, the floodgates have now been opened. Everyone, I'm telling you, dude, crack and cocaine is next. They're gonna be
when did you start?
We need all that shit legal. What?
When did you start smoking weed?
High school. I was like 14.
Do you remember? Okay, 14.
Yeah, I was like, actually, sophomore. It was like spring break, sophomore year of high school. I think it was like the first couple times I like legit would like go hang out and like we would legit smoke and shit. And then throughout and then I haven't stopped
after
since.
School.
Yeah, after school, before school, like all
before
that shit.
School. Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
We used to go to one kid's house and just hang out at her place like at 6 a.m. before school because she lived right next to the school. Yeah. We used to session in her backyard.
That's sick.
Yeah,
and we were gone already.
Yeah, we were fucking. Yeah, no, her parents were sleeping in the room. We knew her parents. Her parents were chill. Yeah, we used to throw parties at her house and shit. Like, her parents were super cool.
Wow, you guys would go stoned every morning.
Not every morning, but like it was every once in a while. Like senior year, second half of senior year when you got senioritis and there's nothing to fucking do in school and all like your senior teachers are like, guys, we're gonna watch this fucking video. Like, you guys already fucking graduated. You got your credits. Get the fuck out of here. That was kind of how it was because especially I went to Coral Reef, so a lot of us we had graduation credits already done by senior year. Yeah. Like a lot of people were just doing like full elective courses and it was just ridiculous at that point. So we didn't give a fuck, and it was a lot of fun, man. I loved it. I was in drama too, so like my day.
So you've always.
Yeah, I was always in theater. I've been in theater and like performing since I was in like 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah, because you did turn it on. Because right before I was like, oh, this guy's like dead energy. I was like, gang. And then you turned it on as soon as we turned on the mic.
Well, not just that. I worked in radio for 2 years.
Oh, so
I had my own. I had my own radio show.
For real? Where?
On 1210 AM. It's not a station anymore. But back in the day, it used to be a men's talk theme. So it was a newer concept. So in AM radio, you usually have different themes and like theme isn't the right word. It's like a structure to what your content is going to be on your radio station. Because in reality, radio, it's a lot of people when they think of radio, they're like, oh, the show is the most important part. You know what I mean? Like what they're saying on air, like making sure those people are entertaining. That's the least important part of radio. They just care about what content they're putting out and how does that attract XYZ advertiser. So that's why certain stations are only sports. That's why certain stations are only business. That's why certain stations are all Spanish politics or whatever. Because then when you have that lane, you can go to an advertiser and be like, look, we provide this entertainment. We have this many views. The people who listen clearly have this opinion. Yeah, you get that lane.
All right, so what was yours?
We were a newer one that it was just men's topics. So we did everything. We did sports, business, politics, everything.
It's like a podcast on a radio.
Pretty much, yeah. And we did
every day?
Yeah, Monday through Friday. What? Yeah. Well, for a long time, I worked 7 days a week. I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And you're young.
Yeah, that time I was 22. I had just turned 22 when I started working there. 21, 22. But I literally just got an unpaid internship because my dad went to middle school with the guy who started it. Oh
man, he's like, I'm not gonna pay you.
So also I had no experience. Yeah. I was going to college at that time for communications with the effort to work in radio in Miami. Like that was always my dream, was to be in radio. Like coming out of high school and shit, that's what I wanted to do. So when I had this opportunity, I was like, oh fuck, like I'm jumping right on this shit. Then I went for that summer and never looked back. I fucking started in radio, and after a couple months, made me a producer. Then I became, like, when there was an opportunity to have a show, I went on, did my own show, and then kind of just helped with every aspect of that. And then fucking pandemic hit, and shit got crazy. But that was a year.
Kind of, do you think radio is dying?
Oh, it's dead already.
It's dead.
Like, yeah, I know. I worked in radio. Like, I saw it, and I've seen how it operates. And right now, even the big stations, because like the problem with radio is that it's too expensive to be on radio now. So we were paying to lease our, so we didn't even own the signal that we were broadcasting.
Does the government own that?
No. So in 1996, Bill Clinton passed the National Telecommunications Act, which was the first time it allowed monopolization of radio station signals and TV stations.
So people could own them.
So
like
companies can own them.
Yeah.
Companies can
own.
So
now it's every motherfucker like, hey, it's like whatever, like CB radio type shit.
Not just that. It was more like CBS can come in and buy 100 stations across the country and simulcast the same thing on all of them, and it's like CBS is national. Like they could buy up smaller signals. And that made the price
kind of like what Y100 does type deal.
Right,
like
yes, right. Y100 is owned now by iHeartRadio.
Exactly, and iHeartRadio has a bunch of stations.
CBS has a shell company called Viacom. That Viacom owns CBS, and Viacom owns a lot of the radio stations.
Viacom owns a lot of shit.
Yeah, Univision does that as well. Yeah. So Univision owns a lot of Spanish stations down here. So it's like that. It's like basically because of the
Jew.
Yeah.
The Jew's disappointed.
It's too much money talk. Yeah, he's like, too much money talk. Too much money talk. Don't expose my business. You're gonna tell them where my gold is,
bro.
But no, basically, I was saying that all those stations, even the ones that are owned by massive syndicates like CBS, they're struggling right now. And even in markets like Miami, which is a top 5 market in the entire country, it's just like, it's not viable. You know what I mean? Because we were spending, to lease our signal, we were spending $10,000 a month. Paying a company that it's a company.
Not even for the building. That's
no. That's just to
that's for your YouTube
signal.
Channel. Like, hey, let me broadcast.
Yeah, God, we had a 50,000 watt signal, which is the largest you can have in radio. We had our station in Doral. It was literally like down the street from the Improv.
All right, this Tuesday, June 13th. Tomorrow, go buy tickets for the Miami Improv Show with Sebastian Alverez, Brittany Brave, and Luis Diaz. Peter Grill's gonna be hosting. Buy tickets. Link in the description.
And that's crazy. Oh, can people look for your radio signal online? Would you produce that same show online? We
had a YouTube channel that live streamed all of our stuff.
Okay,
we
great.
podcasted all of our stuff.
So immediately
after the show ended, we would take that and podcast it.
Wow.
So all of our stuff is still up. You can go watch all of my shit.
That's cool,
If you go to The Man or 1210 AM The Man, if you put that in YouTube, it'll still pop up and you can watch all of our shows from those 2 years.
That's
so you
awesome,
you could see like old interviews we did and like a bunch of shit. We had some cool interviews. We had some cool people. Yeah, I mean it's kind of dated now. Like half of it was before COVID, half of it was during COVID. Yeah. And then because when COVID hit, a lot of radio stations took a big hit because the sponsors that were sponsoring radio stations, a lot of them were like, for us especially, we had cigar bars, restaurants, like Sports Grill was one of our sponsors. And when the pandemic hit, everything closes. They're like, we're not spending, $1,000, $2,000 a month on marketing for you guys.
Nobody can come.
Yeah, if nobody can come. So fuck that. So we lost all that money. The people that were renting our signal, they were like, hey, we're gonna raise you to $20,000 a month, by the way, because we just own the signal. Wow. If you want to own a signal, it's almost a $20 million buyout.
Who do you buy the signal from?
The people who've owned it in the past. So like, there's a company that isn't like based in California.
It's like a liquor license.
Yeah,
type
it's
shit.
like it's a company that's based in California that at one point raised a shit ton of money and found a bunch of desperate fucking people who own signals, bought them up, and now they own them and they lease them out. Like you lease your car, that you don't own your car.
Can you make your own signal?
No. That's pirated. You can't. You're not allowed to broadcast. Pirated. You're not allowed to broadcast unless, because their signals. Not only that, but you're not going to have a signal as strong as they do, because they're on a fucking massive tower. Yeah. They have relays. They have they're built into.
One of my neighbors has his own. That's what pirate radio is.
Yeah, that's when you put up your own signal. That's what pirate radio is. Yeah.
But what about CB radios? That's a whole nother thing.
It's not that you have to be.
What if there's a CB radio show?
CB radio, yeah.
Joe Bob, he should do his podcast on a CB radio.
On a ham radio. That'd be funny as fuck.
Oh, shit. That's so him.
Yeah. But long story short, it's very expensive. It's very expensive to operate in radio. A lot of people aren't spending money in it. And, if you think about it, like I said, if you want to buy a signal, let's say you don't want to pay the leases, you want to buy it, you're talking about a $10 to $20 million fucking buyout. And then if you're...
For radio that's dead.
Right. For radio that's dead. And then if you want to just lease it, you're talking $15,000 to $20,000 a month. When if you fucking just went on YouTube and you put $20,000 into YouTube's boosting, or if you went on Facebook or Instagram and spent $20,000 on ads every month, your shit would be at 100,000 views. They're not going to be legit. You know what I mean? It's going to be fucking. But you're going to get more out of your investment that way than ever even thinking about radio.
And I've had people track your growth. That's the thing that I like about that.
Everything is so much better.
Every fucking view.
Well, you know how radio views work. No, it works the same. It works the same as how.
You gotta be tuned in for 10 seconds or something.
No. So it works the same as how TV works. You know how TV does their ratings with I forget what it's called. Do you know what it's called? That they send out a specific cable box.
Somebody just got one.
The Nielsen box, right?
Yeah. I just got that.
Oh,
they give you $2 in advance. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. That is something that you would fucking do,
But
Trevor,
do you
bro.
watch TV?
Only Trevor.
Do you watch TV?
Trevor, you don't even watch TV.
July 8th, we're having another secret show. Last show was great. We had a great show. All the comedians killed it. Already got a lot of comedians booked. We're going to have fun. Come by.
Yeah.
The Nielsen box.
No, the Nielsen box.
All right,
the furries are absolutely mind
control.
But the Nielsen box,
the way plug it into your car?
No. So you wear a fucking microphone, and it listens to what you're listening to in the radio, or you keep the microphone on your on your wing, on your rearview mirror, and it'll listen to what you're listening to on the radio, and that's how they track your thing. And in order to get those numbers, you have to pay the company that sends them out. So you have to pay them $5K a month just to get how many people are listening to your radio station.
Wow.
That's why we went to YouTube, because then we could and
it's for free.
And podcasting, because then we can go to Spotify, or we can go we use Megaphone. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's it helps with podcasts if you're multi-platform and you want to post on 4 different platforms at once. You just go on Megaphone. And then it links all your accounts. You upload it to Megaphone, and then Megaphone uploads it to all your other accounts.
Oh, and you don't have to go through.
And it also will track the data from all of them and put it all into one thing. So we used to use that as our ratings, and that's what we would sell.
And
we would go to
who
advertisers.
put this together? What was the company? I don't.
It was just one guy. It was just one guy who's like I said, he went to middle school. My dad grew up with my dad.
Oh, and he wanted money from advertising. That's how he's gonna make money.
Yeah, he also just loved radio. He had worked in radio before. He had opened.
This was his passion.
Yeah, he had opened a syndicate of stations across the country.
That's cool.
Prior to that, and made a bunch of money, but for a big corporation, right? So then he was like, all right, I'm just gonna do this myself and do something that I'm passionate about. So I want to do this new concept where it's the man, and we talk about everything, sports, business, blah blah blah. And it was interesting. It was just the problem was halfway through, right when we were picking up a little bit of steam, pandemic hits, and then we went full digital after that. Yeah. We bought a smaller studio, got cameras like we have here, started doing this.
I wouldn't mind hopefully I'm not gonna be here. I want to move to Austin, man. But I wouldn't mind renting out a little warehouse in Doral, and fucking.
Dude, I'm on that same tip. Once I get all my shit going, that's the dream, bro. I want to have a warehouse where I can put a basketball court and a podcast studio.
Oh yeah, like
once I can have a
fantasy
yeah.
factory.
Once I can have my own mini fantasy factory, I'll have made it and I'll be happy. When I can get to that level of success,
that's crazy.
That's my peak right there.
Crazy, a fantasy factory. That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a factory. I can have a fantasy shack. You know what I mean? I don't need a whole fucking factory.
That's a whole another thing.
I'm not Rob Dyrdek, dude. Like, I'm not fucking kick flipping over fucking the Great Wall of China. I'm just telling jokes here. But if I can tell my jokes enough where I can get a fucking warehouse in fucking Doral or South Miami, like, you know where like Lincoln's brewery is?
Yeah, that area.
That area, they have all those random things.
Those
When one of those chop shops dies down, I'm fucking moving right in, bro.
That's funny. Yeah, because fantasy shack sounds more like sex shit, you know? Like fantasy shack.
The fantasy shack. Fantasy shack. Come by the that sounds like a sex shop.
You can't even say fantasy room.
No.
All right, so your show's coming up.
Yeah,
we didn't even talked about that.
No.
Now you work at the Improv.
Yes.
And you got your show coming up on Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
On my birthday, June 13th.
Not this. The next coming Tuesday.
No, it's this Tuesday coming up.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to make adjustments. Wow. All right. Yeah, we don't post on. We'll make our first post on a Tuesday or a Monday. All right, cool. Damn, I don't like putting Trevor under this pressure, but all right. Thank you, Trev.
I thought didn't we say this though?
Yeah, but I should have.
You asked Trevor. You said, "Can you?"
We misorganized.
Like,
We gotta get together. He's been on me on this. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, Trevor's productive. He already he knows he's the best producer in the game.
Oh, look at that,
bro! He's got spreadsheets.
Look at
bro,
that.
He's using graph paper, homie. That's some efficiency, bro. I didn't use graph paper when I was in geometry. I was so lazy. I just took a ruler and made other lines on my line paper.
Oh shit!
No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that. I got graph paper.
So your show's coming up?
Yeah, Tuesday. So
and who are you gonna have on there?
It's gonna be me, Peter Girl, who
he's coming back in town.
Yeah.
What?
He's coming. Well, he still has
to pick up more shit.
Well, yeah, pick up more shit. He still has his lease, and also mainly to do my show, because I had booked him months ago. Like when I first got this show, I was like, yeah, you're gonna be on it, and he doesn't want to miss the opportunity either.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You know, so it'll be a lot of fun. He's hosting. Then I'm gonna have a quick set from my boy Rob Andre, who's the bartender. He's the bar manager at the Improv. He's come out to thank you a lot. He used to do more stand up than he does now, but I'm helping my boy out. He's my dog, and he's really funny too. So giving him some time, and then it's the three-headed fucking Hydra.
Ben.
Miami. It's gonna be Ben. Well, it's actually 4, so it's gonna be Ben. What? There you go. It's Ben who's gonna be doing some time. Who's absolutely fucking hilarious. My boy who's asleep right now.
He should have been here.
Should have been here, right?
We'll force ghost him.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows it?
Yeah, exactly. And then Ellie Rodriguez, Brittany Brave, and Luis Diaz, who are three headliners in their own right. They've all sold out shows at the Improv and stuff, and they're all actually mainly like huge mentors of mine and like role models of mine in the comedy industry so far since I've been in this last year and a half. Like those 3 have helped me out so much in just advice and giving me opportunities like throughout that year. So it only felt right to put the 3 of them on, and they graciously accepted. So it's gonna be a great show. I'm really excited. I'm gonna fucking lose money on it, but that's what happens. You know?
Oh man. Yeah, because we're not gonna talk about that.
Well, we can, because I'm more like my thing.
Because you're the manager there too.
Well, no, I am. Yeah, so I do work there. I'm the box manager. I run the front of the house. I kind of I'm like a kind of like a Swiss Army knife there.
You hear
honestly.
that, people? We're getting managers on the show.
It's true. It's true. But like I'm a kind of Swiss Army knife, so like I'll serve when they need me to, I'll food run when they need me to, I'll run the front of the house.
Have to be, bro.
I do security stuff sometimes. I swear, no, I'll help with security, and I've gotten in people's faces. I've had to fucking put an old dude in a full Nelson before.
What?
Yeah. He tried. Well, so like we were like kicking this one old dude out. I'll never forget this. It was Matt Rife show. So we had a packed crowd of like teenage girls who were horny as fuck for Matt Rife.
The ladies.
And we had this one old dude in the front who was just being annoying. He was like heckling, and we were kicking him out. And like as we're like getting him out, I'm food running that night, so I didn't even realize that they were kicking him out until I'm dropping a plate and he's getting kicked out from like 2 tables down. And I see the security coming over, and I go to get out of the way, and he's like walking toward me facing, and I just see him like have a different like demeanor on his face. And he goes and he turns around to like go punch, like sucker punch the security guard behind him. And right when he does this, he just goes, I come under and I get him in a full Nelson.
You put the plates down, the food down?
The food had already been dropped. Like I was watching him get, like it had just been timed out where the plate that like the table that I had to drop it at was 2 tables down. So he's walking toward me, turns to go punch my my security guard. And as he's turning, I go and I grab him in a full Nelson and like stop him right in. Because I asked the security guard after, I was like, did you see that he tried to punch you? He was like, yeah, I was so confused because I just saw him coming and then he stopped like halfway through. He was just like coming with a punch. And then I had him in a full Nelson and I turned him around and I was like, hey, you got to get the fuck out of here. And we like pushed him out. We had to drag him. He was being a little baby. 60-year-old grown-ass man and did like.
Was he drunk?
Yeah, he was wasted. He did like 4-year-old tantrum shit where he was like.
It's crazy how drunk the improv gets people, bro.
2 drink minimum. Most people think it's a challenge.
Oh, that's why, and they get the fucking.
And most people come lit already too. Like,
yeah, come on.
Like people will show up. People will show up and be like, "Oh, when are you opening doors?" And we'll be like, "In 30 minutes." And like, I'm gonna go to Copper Blues and get 7 drinks.
Yeah.
It's like there's a 2 drink minimum here, and they're like, "Ah, that's fine." And then they walk in with a drink, and you're like, "You have to finish that." They finish it right there. They chug it. They go inside.
That's me.
Get 2 more drinks. Like,
I mean, I don't know. It's something. Every time I go to the improv, I'm pretty.
But yeah, no, he was being a fucking baby. Like it made him. That's the thing when you drink, and I don't know. Also, like even when I serve or when I food run, like there's something about being
I should talk more,
being a little more sloshed than you should be, and being in that situation that makes people like, bro, they're just in another state of mind. Like they don't give a fuck about who you are or what you're doing. It's all about me.
I haven't been that blacked out in public before, bro.
No, yeah, me either.
I usually just like somehow make it home, and like I'm like, there's throw up on the ground. I'm like. Successfully not on the bed. I'm like,
right?
All right, good.
Yeah.
I don't remember walking in.
Honestly, I can't even black out. I'll puke before I drink enough alcohol to black out.
I've done it recently. Like now that after 30, I will like blacked out, bro. Like only twice though.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So fucking before, like I would same thing. I would throw up. I would get nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would get fucking. I hate getting too drunk, bro. It's disgusting, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's like
when the room starts spinning.
Well, like yeah, the thing is, I don't even really get that drunk anymore, bro. Like
it's not worth it. Bro.
Like the first time I got like wasted, that I got like hungover and shit. I was in Spain with my family for the first time. I was 18, and it was the first time I was able to like legally drink and shit.
So you're going.
And me and my stepdad, like one night, he was like, "Yo, let's go to the bar." Because we had been talking about going to a bar and like drinking one of the nights, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, fuck it, let's go." So we went. We took shots. Like we took a couple. Like I took like 3 or 4 shots of just white tequila.
Yeah.
I had a Long Island iced tea, but it was like all white liquor. We went to another bar and heard this fucking Spanish dude do an Ed Sheeran cover, but like with a Spanish accent. She's like, "When your legs don't walk, just to be far," and it was like singing acoustic guitar. It was like really good. Like it was like he was like fucking good, but it was hilarious. I don't know why it was so funny to me. I was so fucking plastered. My stepdad has a video of me laughing and like banging on the table, wasted.
Yeah, there's things that as comics, you're like, this is hilarious,
bro. So we take a couple more shots there. He gets another like 3 or 4 shots. Boom, boom, boom. We're pounding them. I'm 18. I've never drank before, so I don't know like all this shit is gonna catch up to me, right? And so we go to McDonald's to get food, and we're in the. It's like
trashy Americans. You're in another country.
Oh, bro.
What time of the night is this though? Yeah.
It's like 2, 3. But like McDonald's in fucking other countries,
it's different.
Gas.
Oh yeah.
Fucking gas. The McDonald's in Spain was incredible. They had calamari that was better than the shit you could get at like good like dive bar restaurants or like bar for like sports restaurants, sports bar restaurants and shit. The calamari you get there won't even come close to the shit they have at McDonald's there.
I mean they perfected the French fries, so
no, bro, they have everything there. It's like crazy, honestly, when you go. So we went and like we're there in the like there's like a basement where you go to get your food, and like we're just standing there next to get our food, and I fucking blew chunks everywhere, dude. All bro, on somebody else's meal. Like, bro, I was wasted. And then he picked me up, took me outside. I'm like puking on the street, and like we see a security guard come out, and like we're like, oh, we're fucked, this and that. And the security guard just comes out and he's like, hey man, like hope you feel better, drink this water. We all have those nights, man. That
was nice,
bro. It was crazy. We were ready to get like the police called on us, and like I was gonna be in the drunk tank for the night, and then fucking the security guy was like, "It's all right, man. It happens." You know.
Damn, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, mind you, this is on Las Ramblas, which is like basically like the Lincoln Road or like the Wynwood of Spain. It's like this like long ass street that it's all like retail and big
That's
stores.
not the American attitude. They would have told you to get the fuck.
But I'm saying they
here.
probably get a lot of drunk ass people there.
Yeah,
like, that probably is not an odd occurrence there. But yeah, but then the dude was like, "Hey man, you gotta get up. If you're just laying down here, like the police will come get you. You gotta get up and keep walking. You can't be like laid out." So then we like my stepdad like picked me up and like we like fucking walked all the way back to my fucking to the apartment. Oh, my mom was so pissed. Yeah. My mom was so fucking mad because she wanted to go out with us, and then like I think she had like fallen asleep or something, and so he had gone out, and on top of that we came back. I was hungover the whole next day. I didn't leave the fucking the apartment. Like it was fucking
ruined
bad.
The family
dude.
thing.
But I don't drink since then. I don't really like since the first time I drank. Basically, I'm not about fucking getting too wasted. Yeah, I learned it left a mark, left a stern mark.
So how'd you book the show, or how'd you do your show? You organized it yourself.
So
how does it work? So if maybe there's a comedian listening,
of
and they
course.
Do it.
So this is the thing that I'm kind of starting to do. I'm realizing that comedy, as much as you want to be funny, it's more about your promotion and who you can bring. You know what I mean? And that's going to be anywhere, any comic out there. You know, any club you go to, anywhere in the country.
You can get in front
of. Even if it's a bar show. You know, if you're going to be booking a bar show out here in Miami or something.
We packed this bitch out, bro. We had this place full. We had it like. Were you here?
No, I wasn't.
You were here, Spirit.
Thank you.
But this was like 35 to 40 people at least were in here.
Bro, it's lit.
Like it was a lot, and it looked cool because once they turned off the lights, that sign was on. All these were on.
Yeah.
Bro, brought a spotlight. It was nice.
Bro, and the thing is, so like the commitment that you need to have when you do book one of these shows is like not only can you put together a good show, but can you bring people? And that's the main part. It's like, can you bring 100 people on a Tuesday to the Miami Improv where they're all coming and they're spending money.
Crazy, yeah.
They're all spending money and they're drinking and they're getting their 2-drink minimums and it's profitable for them to be open. That's the reality of the business. You know what I mean? Like they don't give a fuck how funny you are. They could care less.
Yeah. It's
most of these most of the managers, actually, the owner, both of the managers,
partial,
anybody who's in charge. No, not be partial. I've never seen them really sit and watch anybody who's on stage. It could be Gabriel Iglesias on stage. They're managing the business. They're making sure that the kitchen is running right. They're making sure that the security is on point. They're making sure that everybody is being taken care of. They're making sure if somebody has a problem at their table that it's being addressed. Like they're not there to see are you good at comedy. It's a business. You know what I mean? We and that's every comedy club in the country. You know, that's not just the Improv. That's going to be every Improv across the country. That's going to be every that's going to be the Cellar. That's going to be everywhere, dude. Like no matter where you go, anywhere, even if, like I said, smaller bar shows, it's about can you bring people? And then if they're moderately laughing, as long as they're not standing up and throwing food at the stage and trashing the place and demanding their money back at the end of it, it was a success. So your commitment as a comic when you want to book one of these shows is, can I really promote this, or can I invest in enough promotion to actually be able to bring these people? So like for me, I'm paying for Eventbrite free tickets. I'm doing an Instagram ad that is linked to the tickets. I'm paying for the Instagram ad to go out. I'm paying hundreds of dollars for it to go out and to be advertised to people in certain areas and to people who like comedy. Like I'm doing all the geotagging. I'm doing all that shit and collecting free tickets. Most of those people won't show up, but if fucking 15 of them do, that's a dub.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm going out and trying to find sponsors, different businesses that want to be like, hey, for $100, I'll put your logo up on the screen. There's going to be 150 people here, whatever, and I'll give you 10 free tickets. You can have your staff come for free, and I'll save you guys a spot. So those are the things.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but those are the things you have to do.
That's a lot of work too.
It's not easy. No, and you're gonna lose money your first 2 or 3 shows.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it works in this industry. Like, nobody's going to come – like, none of us who are at the level like our peers are at, we're not big on Instagram.
You're putting me on game, bro. All right, awesome. Keep going, bro.
So, like, if we're not –
learned so much this episode, radio, now this, bro. I'm like, this is more an educational podcast.
I got you, dog. My parents are both teachers, so that's how that shit works. That's why I've
been learning.
You.
I know I said I thought you were Italian, but you sure you're not Jewish?
Now that you're smart.
Now that you're speaking.
Now that you're smart. Maybe you're one of us.
But no,
that's fucked up.
I did film the biggest rabbi on TikTok once. I don't know. I forgot his name, but he's like this. He's this crazy, massive. He's an older dude with long white beard. Super nice guy. I actually met him. Gandalf, yes.
Gandalf.
But no, I worked actually for the community newspapers, which is shout out Community News, fucking best newspaper in Miami. They're this local newspaper that has like a bunch of syndicated like neighborhood channels. So they have like the community newspapers Kendall, community newspapers South Miami, community newspapers Gables.
Oh, I get you.
So they're very well connected, and they did like this one thing where this most popular rabbi on TikTok came on and did a whole like sermon about like marriage and a bunch of stuff, and it was super interesting. But the one thing that I did gather from that is I could not be Jewish. Like the dude was literally like the reality is you shouldn't be getting married unless you're perfect, and like it was obvious.
Damn, that's not bad.
But he's like, basically he meant like you shouldn't be working on yourself when you want to commit yourself to somebody else, because if you do that, and you shouldn't be marrying somebody who for like the wrong reasons. And like it was a really like beautifully done sermon, but like
Still
when
Jewish,
he broke that
so
down,
you know it's bad,
bro. When he broke that down though, I was like, I'm never gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, this ain't gonna happen. I was like, I'm not getting married. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm not lying. See, Trevor, I'm not. I did stand there for 45 minutes listening.
Bro, I have a new theory.
What?
I have better sex with uglier women.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when girls are like broke dick is better.
Wow.
Broke dick is better, bro.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
At my
Yeah.
brokest points, bro.
For real. At my
yeah.
poorest, my dick game was better.
Yeah,
bro.
because all you have all day to think about is fucking. You're not working. You're not tired from work. You're just coming home laying pipe.
Wow.
But anyway, long story short, if you want to get a show at the Improv or at any big club, it's gonna be about how many people you can bring to their business. That's what they want. Like
150 minimum.
Like yeah, well, I mean, it changes. You know what I mean? For certain clubs, it's 150. For certain clubs, it's 100. For certain places, it might be 50. Like I'm not even just talking about clubs. I'm talking about bars. I'm talking about like if we're trying to, as a scene, you know, the guys at our level, our peers right now in Miami. If you're trying to set up shows, you're trying to move up to that next level where you're not just open micing, where you're hosting shows, you're producing shows, which is where we should be. We need more shows. We need more mics. Like there's never gonna be too many mics.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if there is, the cream will rise to the top. But the reality is, we have to put in that effort to get the scene to that point. Like we'll never be Austin if we're not constantly trying to elevate our own games and trying to push ourselves to be uncomfortable. That's what I'm doing with this show. Like I don't think I'm going to do well on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like it's the first time I'm going to be doing like 30 minutes.
You're gonna do good, bro.
No, but for real.
Oh, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm doing 30.
How long is the show?
So it's gonna be like an hour and a half. That's the goal. Because Ben is, and that's what, because
That's normal though.
well,
yeah.
I was gonna say the reality is you can't do a short show.
Yeah, you can. What's
Because
the
we have a
point?
kitchen that needs to
Yeah.
produce food. We have a bar that needs to produce drinks. The servers need to at least be able to get like 2-3 rounds to some of their tables so they make some money. Then they have to drop checks to everybody and get their payments before the show's over. So you can't have a quick show.
Wow.
That's the thing. Like if you're doing a show like this, you can't just be like, yeah, I'm going to book my buddies. We're all going to do 5 minutes, and then we're going to get out. It's going to be a 30-minute show, and they're going to be like, what the
That's
fuck
crazy.
happened? A 45-minute show, and they're going to be like, what the fuck happened?
Well, you could do 30 minutes easy. I can see you talking your ass off, dog.
Right, but it's mainly just, and the other day I did Chicken and Backwoods. I did Fat Boy Hookah Lounge, and I went last, and I did like 24
Good, bro.
at Fat Boy Hookah Lounge. So once I did that, I felt comfortable with like the pacing of my material. I always thought I had enough material because like halfway through my year, I dropped my entire set and picked up a brand new one.
Yeah.
Because when I knew my show was coming up, I was like, I need to get more material. And Louis C.K., I was listening to his podcast with Rogan, and that's what he said that like a good comic should do. He's like, once you have 10 minutes that are solid, drop it. Like pick up a new 10 minutes and then drop it, and then pick up a new 10 minutes, drop it, and then you'll have 30.
That's how he got to his special.
And
that's
that's
how
how
he puts out specials.
That's how he gets material constantly, right?
Yeah,
he
you
doesn't.
know,
He doesn't harbor on the same shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, so once you got a solid 10, just put it away. You know it's good.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna keep wasting your
Yeah.
time on?
Then all you have to do is worry about transitions.
And
that's it,
yeah,
which is easy.
Wow. I'm fucking learning so much,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I mean, dude,
I was talking about that with Raul last night. I'm like, bro, I'm so sick and tired of my old jokes. I'm like, I hate having to use them. I only use them when I'm on a like book show. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing a joke that I know works already. I hate doing it on open mics.
So that happened to me at like one of the new faces a couple months ago. Like I went up and like I just going in, I didn't feel that great. Like after I did my set, I was like people laughed, but my coworkers like, oh, that was good, that was good. But I was like, nah. And I talked to Ben too, and I was like, I didn't like that. And he was like, yeah, it looked like you didn't have fun.
Yeah.
And that was like it had gotten to the point where I had done that set so many times and I had known the point so well, and it just felt produce too much. You know what I mean? I wasn't flowing. And like Ben went up that night and did like a completely like improv set about us going to the fair that day. Yeah. And it was fucking hilarious. And when I was doing just like my like rigid
fresh is best,
when
bro.
I was doing my rigid material, I was just like, yeah, this isn't what I want to do. So for a lot of comics, I do think that that's something that needs to happen more down here. Like I see a lot of comics doing the same bits that they were doing when I first got in the scene a year and a half ago.
Who you telling?
And mind you, I do some of my like a lot of my setups are very similar. I still do a lot of the same jokes, but like
holy shit, it's been a year and a half already. God damn.
Yeah, me,
I got it in like January, February last year.
Yeah. Well, I started in April of last year.
Oh shit.
But I started working at the Improv in January, so I kind of consider that my start into comedy. Even though I didn't like.
I remember you pulling up to thank you, bro. Mm-hmm. I remember meeting you and you're like, yeah, I work at the Improv, and I'm like, and you're telling me you meet all these comics, bro. Which working at the Improv is a whole nother thing of like learning. Well, look at all the shit that you're teaching me today, bro.
I was gonna say, dude, yeah, I get to sometimes like go into the green room and just talk to the comics.
That's crazy.
or like when
who's the like
most famous?
Like no, like to you.
What?
Who was your favorite comic that you like before meeting
my favorite
him? You were like, I want to meet this person.
Duncan Trussell.
And obviously him.
Duncan Trussell.
It's not gonna be a lady. You haven't gone to the Dania because Dania has nothing to do with you.
We don't. I mean, yes, we're affiliated because we're all owned by the same thing. We help. Like my manager helps like with the administration of Dania. She like opened. Like when Dania opened, my manager went over there and kind of showed them the lay of the land, how the shit works, and then she came back to us. But like. But so like we're affiliated, you know what I mean? Like we work together.
Is gonna be at Dania or already did Dania?
Oh, she's been to I met her at the Improv.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's a shit.
She's cool. She's nice. I didn't like have any like extended interaction with her, but like I said hi and like she was nice and I said that I loved her podcast and stuff. Like,
I love the podcast.
But like I got to like go into the green room and like meet Duncan.
Yeah.
And like talk to him.
My homie. Then maybe you met my homie, Renegade, the barber. Tattoos all over the head, bro. He hung out with Duncan Trussell too.
It might have been at the same time. This was like
maybe
during the show.
Night,
I was gonna say this was like during the show.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I think he hung out after.
I was with him and William Montgomery.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you know William.
I knew the screamer.
Yeah. So William, I've actually met multiple times because he came around with Duncan and he came around with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
So I met him twice and he's one of the nicest human beings on the planet. I love that guy, and I remember seeing him at. I saw him open for Tony Hinchcliffe, and I was like, dude, this guy's one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever seen. I'm like, bro, I watched him do 4. I would watch him do 4 shows and see him go crazy and do all these different sets and do all these different like versions of what he does. And I was like, yo, this guy's gonna blow up. He's one of the funniest comics in the country, and he is now. So that's one of the benefits of working at the Improv. You see these guys pull through that you may have never heard of, and you're like, yo, this guy's super funny. You get put on, you get to meet him, you get to talk to him. But I love Duncan.
Yeah.
Because his show his interview with Rogan, him and Ari Shaffir did one where they talked about them two being doormen at the Cellar or at the Comedy Store in LA.
It's like, that's me.
Well, and they talked about how like if you want to be a comic, like being able to work that front door is one of the best things you can do. Rogan was like, I know a bunch of doormen that started off like that. It's so great. You get to watch it, you get to learn the business, you get to meet people, blah blah blah, and like I heard that podcast when I was working in radio. Like I was still working in radio in Doral.
So
you know what I mean? At that point I was calling the Miami Improv and be like, hey, would you bring like one of your guests from this weekend to do promo on our station? Blah, blah, blah. Like my manager one time brought a comic to my station.
Yeah.
And we did an interview on radio. So like I met my manager a year and a half before I started working for him just through that.
So crazy.
So like I was a fan of comedy and I was into that, but always. It wasn't until I heard that where I was like, oh, if you become a doorman, that's like that could be a fun job, like whatever. And never thought about it again. Until Ben, guy was supposed to be here, until he hit me up one day to try and move in with him and our other boy TJ, and I was like,
because you guys knew each other from before.
High school. I've known Ben since 7th grade.
That's why you guys are so tight.
I've known Ben since 7th grade. We did Peter Pan at Miami Children's Theater together. I was a lost boy.
Oh, you were a lost boy?
Yeah, I wasn't Peter because my range couldn't go up high enough. They had a girl play Peter Pan. Paloma Eisenberg, who's actually a very successful theater actress right now. She's very talented. What? But anyway, yes, she was Peter Pan, and I was just one of the Lost Boys. He was also in the cast. Actually, one of the girls that he played opposite of is now starring on Broadway in Sweeney Todd. She's Joanna on Broadway. So we've known each other for fucking a long time, and we went to high school together. So we knew each other in 7th grade, and then we went to high school together, and we've known each other since then. So he hit me up after,
we hadn't
talked in months. almost years at that point.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like after college, him and my boy went to FSU. I stayed down here. We kind of like got separated. We hung out every once in a while, but then he hit me up. They were like, yeah, let's move in. Met them at Arcade Odyssey.
Oh, they filmed a porno there.
Yes, they did. It was a very funny porno, actually.
I didn't get.
I loved that. Like,
5 minutes
I loved that they were like clapping cheeks like on a game, and then they had their buddies like playing real people in the arcade in the background, just
that's
being
crazy.
like they would just like walk up to a game and be like, clink, 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 and like walk away. Like it was the most NPC movements while they're just like on
that
the
was
fucking.
weird. And then
I don't play
think-
any of the games anymore that they
Yeah.
touch. By the way,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
they cleaned them, but I don't care.
I don't
But
care.
anyway, I go to Arcade Odyssey. I pull up, and it was like at midnight because they were like, "Yeah, we get out late. Like we get off at 11:30," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
I didn't know they
already
worked at the
working
improv. I didn't know they worked at the improv because I literally hadn't spoken to them in almost a year at that point. And prior to that,
And Ben was already doing comedy because I remember seeing Ben. At
yeah.
the
He
Improv.
wasn't doing it as much though. When I got in, I was the
I
one who kind
remember
of pushed
seeing
him to start going out a little more.
Yeah,
And finding new spots too. But regardless, when I get to there, we start talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like, well, what are you doing now?" And at that point, I was in between jobs. I was kind of just doing like consulting and freelance work, in between a possible opportunity that I had that didn't pan out. And I was like, "Oh well, if that opportunity arises, I can jump into that." But he was, "You want to work at the improv?" He was like, he was doing my job, not the manager, but he was working in the box office.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be a server. But the manager was like, I can't push you there until I can replace you.
Yeah.
So he was like,
That's
"Oh,
the
you
best
want
person.
to jump in?" And I was like, "Fuck it, yeah." And then
Hell yeah.
one thing led to another. But it was
And
really
then you started doing comedy.
right. But it was really because of that Duncan Trussell story and that Ari Shaffir Duncan Trussell podcast where it made the connection where I was like a doorman. I was like, yeah, that could be fun. Like I put all those pieces together. I was like, I would like that. Jumped in, and it's been a year and a half.
And did you want to do comedy before you started working at the comedy?
I've always wanted to do comedy, but I never felt that it was something that was possible.
Wow.
Yeah, like, well, not even that. I was just
And also, you
I
weren't
was always
aware of
just
the
like-
scene too.
Yeah. I had-
Oh, because if you don't look for it, like, bro, because when you Google, I want to do comedy, like, the only thing that comes up is the improv, comedy in, and Villain Theater.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
Shout out to Villain.
Shout out
Actually,
to Villain.
I do perform there, and I do well. I kill every time.
Well,
I
yeah,
go
Villain
there.
has a good space.
They have a good space, yeah.
Yeah, but I would just wish they had that space somewhere else where I could say whatever I want. That's the only thing.
I get away with a lot of shit.
You can get away with a lot of shit,
It's not
but-
as what everybody puts it as.
No,
bro.
no, it's
Actually,
not.
I want
You
to
can-
get caught in on here.
You could get away with a lot of stuff, but there's certain times and there's certain things where you're just like, where like
Yeah.
it's not gonna do well. You know what I mean? Like there's certain topics that I'm just like, I know that this isn't the crowd for this.
I had a fire set yesterday. In the beginning with no. Oh man, so yesterday, real quick, I want to talk about this. So Raul last minute, he's like, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you like host Oakland Park?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And I'll always have all my equipment in my car. But this one cable, I guess I took it out, and it was the power
cord,
bro.
Fuck.
So fucking, I'm trying to
R.I.P.
impress this one waitress. Not looking good. Fucking sweating my ass off. I smell like Doritos. And the whole fucking show, no mic, bro. And we're like, fuck, dog. So lame. But I had a good set. I said this one shit like, I was like, you think the other months make fun of June for being Pride Month? And like, man, June motherfucking gay as fuck. Man. I was like, you know what month that was.
Right.
And it was good, bro. I had a good set.
Yeah, if you could do it tastefully, that's the only thing.
You
Is
get
where
away
like
with,
you can't
You
go there
gotta dip in
and
and
do you can't go there and be free. That's the thing. Like I can't be loose because I got to do material that I know what's coming.
I like Villain though.
I like Villain, but I'm saying I got to know where my punchlines are coming. I can't just like say random shit.
Yeah,
I don't trust
I've seen-
myself. I don't trust myself to say random shit and get invited back.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had them singing an R. Kelly song in there.
Nice.
The remix to Ignition, and
Yeah.
then the DJ's like, "You're not supposed to be singing that." I'm like, "We just did."
Yeah,
it
so
was
you're not
good,
supposed to be
bro.
saying that. Right, like I have an entire R. Kelly bit that's fucking gold. But like,
Oh, we do.
yeah, I do have. I have my.
A lot of comics have R.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson. Come on.
Yeah.
He's still, bro. Comics have been talking about Michael Jackson since the fucking 90s, bro, and non.
He's a wealth of material. The guy just gave us so much
Thank
material.
you, man. Thank you, bro.
R.I.P.
Thank
to a
you, bro.
legend.
Have you seen with YouTube that hurts, bro, is that you're gonna have somebody that has the same idea and almost like line for line same joke, and you're like, God damn. Now how do you feel about that? Like, has it happened to you yet?
No.
I have this one joke that I say, but the guy went around it the other way around. I'm like, oh, I collect Pokemon cards or whatever, and then I'm like, I'm like stupid about it because if at least I collected sports memorabilia, I'm like I can meet LeBron James. Like when the fuck am I gonna meet Pikachu?
Right.
And the comic said it the same. Like he's like I collect Pokemon cards. I mean I collect baseball cards. He's like, and there's guys my age collecting Pokemon cards. He's like, we're the same. He's like, we're not. He's like, I can meet LeBron James. You can't meet Pikachu. I'm like, God damn, how,
Right.
bro? And
So
I lost the joke that way. You know.
So
And
the way I haven't like seen somebody like completely execute one of my jokes or one of my concepts like that, but I think the way that I approach writing is I write on stage. So I really just have concepts that I like, and then or like little blurbs or like an idea that I think is funny. I'll put it in my notes, and then before I go on stage, I'll just be like,
you riff on that.
yeah, I'll just riff on that, and then how it comes out on stage is how I'm gonna like edit it and how I'm gonna do it, because I feel like when you write by hand, it's not the same voice that you have when you're speaking in public, especially when you're doing comedy and you're trying to be funny. So I try and just put together those elements on stage, and the free flow nature of it, I feel like makes me write in a way that's not structured.
So I usually do you don't really have a lot of time to rehearse because usually you're coming straight from work and you're.
I think that the fluidity of how I write and the basis of where I write to, like a lot of my shit that I write straight up comes from personal experience and like things that I'm experiencing directly, and like so like I have like my bit about Super Mario, and it's like legit about how I felt in the movie theater. Like when I went to go see a 4DX movie, that the fucking seats were moving and shit. Like all of those pieces put together, like the fact that Mario's a short king and like he's making his way through a big world, like that whole thing, like
bro,
like I really thought those things when I was
good.
I'm sorry?
Peaches was looking good in the movie.
I know, dude. Her name's ain't Peach for no reason, dog.
For real.
She got that thing on her.
So yeah, well.
But also, I haven't really seen somebody do one of my jokes. Like, also the nature of what I talk about also is kind of, I feel like it's not as structured as a lot of jokes are. Like it's more just like observational. Like I'm just giving you opinions and they're kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like that's more of my style rather than like setup, punchline, setup.
Hey, that's me.
No, but you know what I mean. That's just not how I do it. You know what I mean? So in that sense, a lot of like I don't write from what I put in. I kind of just speak it. You know what I mean? So when you're putting like the current implement or the current stimuluses that are happening in the world, when you put it into the structure, you're probably more likely to get other people to copy it because they're writing in that same structure and they're taking in the same information.
I get you.
So like that, like Pokemon cards and baseball cards are massive right now.
Yeah.
Like they're blowing. Everybody knows about that. So if you're making jokes about that, people are gonna be all thinking in the same vial. But like if I were to make jokes about like Pokemon cards. Like,
maybe 5 years ago.
No. I would just take it in a different direction. You know what I mean? Like I'd make fun of I would make fun of the guy who has the collection for the most Charizards. That he has like 10 PSA 10 Charizards. He's a millionaire.
Ben would have been.
Ben would be freaking out right now. Yeah,
Ben, so many.
Ben even
he's missing out. Right
yeah,
now.
He's missing out. Fuck him. But we would like I would do something about that, you know, because like that's what piques my mind. That's what's gonna get me writing. Not like the Pokemon cards. What's gonna get me writing is like that one old dude who's like conning everybody and inflating the fucking Pokemon market just so that he can be a millionaire. Like I love that guy. And everybody in the Pokemon community hates him. I love that. Me and Ben watched an hour-long documentary about that guy.
Oh, this is a real person.
Oh, yeah, no. There's a real guy who's like, he's the guy who like sold
like what they do
Logan
with diamonds.
Paul. He's the guy who sold Logan Paul his PSA 10 Charizard.
Oh, and he
put in the fucking chain. Like that, it was that guy. Crazy. He has a collection that he's been building since like the 90s. Where he has like 11 of them, and they're all graded 10 by PSA, and it's worth like each one is worth like 10K. Or something like that, and he has like
all of them,
11 or 12 of them. So it's like it's a ridiculously expensive thing.
That's fire. He's doing what they do with the diamonds,
right? And he's like, but he's also like selling investment pieces of that collection. So like you can buy right now for what the value is. You can buy like 8% of the collection, and then when it gets sold, you get 8% of the sale value.
What was that art shit that people were getting conned on?
NFTs.
Yeah. He's like selling NFTs of the.
Well, no, it's more like he's selling a stock of his collection. It's more like he's selling a percentage stock of his collection. But like, if I'm thinking about writing a joke about Pokemon cards, that's where I'm going with it.
Crazy.
Not the collecting of
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Some guy at the factory just got caught stealing a bunch of the rare cards, bro. It's crazy how the new cards are worth so much money now. I'm like, how, bro? It's new.
Because people are stealing them.
Yeah, like
because it doesn't hit the open market. That's why.
Yeah, I'm like, there's some cars that are like $300-$400 just came out. I'm like, how, bro? Like,
yeah,
there's not that many.
It's also a lot. People are also. It's a speculative market at this point. So like, there's an issue. There's an issue with Pokemon cards where we're in a speculative market where like even with baseball cards I feel like and all memorabilia cards where there's too many people right now that are trying to capitalize off it where you're in a bubble that's about to burst, dude. Like
I feel it.
Like dude, there's no way that a fucking like Shohei Ohtani signed card should be going for like in the tens to hundreds of thousands. You know what I mean? Like like I get it, like he's really good, but like that dude could tear his ACL tomorrow and like no one's ever gonna give a fuck about him ever again and your card is worth nothing. Like if you're catching my
so you know about this shit. So Ben's into this shit and you're into this shit.
I'm not really into it. I've just seen the video.
Know,
yeah, bro, I'm just a fucking psychopath.
That's
like,
crazy.
I know so much information about bullshit, but I could not graduate from college. You know what I mean? It's not. It wasn't even that. Like I would like my thing. Especially I have ADHD. Like I have the fucking. But I have that fucking. That gene that Joe Rogan talks about. No. I was heavily medicated. Oh, shit. By many. I was observed by many doctors and psychiatrists.
For real?
Yeah. You have when you're a kid, you have to go through a psych evaluation to get put on medication. You can't.
Holy
you can't just fucking give a kid meth.
So how did they think? How did they first say like, hey, this guy?
I was hyper as fuck. I would shout out in class. Like I would move a lot. Like I had restless leg syndrome. Like if I was in school and I didn't take my medication, even in high school, I would be there and I'd be.
Holy shit!
And then like people would be like, "Yo, stop tapping," and I wouldn't even realize it. Like I don't. Oh fuck, sorry. Like I would move. Like I couldn't sit still ever. So my doctor was like, "Yeah, you obviously have ADHD. Like, it's clear." And like my scatterbrain.
What did you take?
Concerta. I used to take Concerta, and it helped, bro. It helped me like I got through high school and middle school and all that shit because I was taking Concerta. Like I wouldn't have graduated if it was, or I would have been much worse of a student. Like I graduated with really good grades, went to a good school. It was super tough. Took APs.
What did it make you feel? Did you get high?
I just got zoned in. No, I wouldn't get high because I'd been taking it since I was in 4th grade.
Holy!
I was taking 52 milligrams since I was in 4th grade, and then I took the same dose from that until senior year of high school. And then
did you grow? Did you ever grow from 4th grade?
What do you mean?
From 4th grade to high school, you would have thought like the milligrams would get bigger since your body weight's gonna go up.
It wasn't even that. I was just comfortable with that dose, and it was a very high dose. Like, I was taking a lot for what I was as a kid. You know what I mean? Like 54 milligrams. Like that was a big pill.
That was a horse pill.
Yeah. Like I went through like 4 or 5 different like boom, 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 going up.
Oh, they're like keep giving them more.
Yeah. Like I need a little more, whatever. And there were times where I used to take one in the morning and then one when I got home from school to do my homework.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They loved giving kids meth back in the days, dude. It was fucking crazy. Now I don't take anything. Now I smoke. And that's what calms me down. That's what levels me out so that I'm not fucking super hyper. Like that's why even though like I can smoke, I can still be on the podcast and be like high energy, normal. I go on stage after smoking. Like it's not a thing for me like that.
Yeah, for after stage shit.
Yeah. It's way nice. It's way more like natural for me because I remember the reason I stopped was I was taking it when I was going to college, and I used to take the medication and I used to like have like extra saliva. Like I would be driving home from school and like I'd be singing a song and my steering wheel would be covered in saliva. And like I don't spit when I talk. Like I'm a normal human. So like it was just something that it was doing with like my glands, my endocrine system. My hands would get sweaty and clammy and like my armpits would get super sweaty and like I would be like I would just be like, yo, this is not, it doesn't feel right. Like it doesn't feel good to take this every morning. So I was like, fuck this. I'm not taking this anymore. And like I've been fine. The reason why I like stopped going to college really is because I think it's like that ADHD gene. I don't know if you've ever heard like Joe Rogan talk about it with like psychiatrists and shit, but they're like people with ADHD, they're very distracted about shit they don't care about, but if they really like something, you'll be fucking hyper zoned in and focused on it. Like that's what I'm like I will fucking destroy you in FIFA. You know what I mean? Like I can do everything in FIFA because I like it. So I know every fucking like dribble move. I can shoot from any angle. I know the power. Like I'm just 2K. I know the fucking exact millisecond I need to release my shots.
That's crazy.
Like I just get zoned in.
Do you Twitch or no?
No, I don't. I want to start once I have a little bit of a following. I think I'm gonna start like one gaming channel. Like on YouTube, if I'm gonna be doing stuff on YouTube, it's gonna be gaming and then like a podcast that's like clipped off the side. But I want to kind of build. I've really honestly been focusing on stand-up the last year. Like I've wanted to do digital media and stuff like for a long time or do a YouTube channel. But at the end of the day,
I should have waited. That's smart.
What?
Maybe I should have waited to do the podcast. No, but it's been fun though.
Well, no,
We've had
like
good episodes.
Every like path is different, and like for me, I just wanted to get really good at stand-up. Like I don't even like posting my stand-up. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like a TikTok comic. You know, where I'm like I've seen comics get off stage, and like big name comics, like guys that like you would recognize if I said the name, and they get off stage, and I was like, yo, like good set, dude, good set, and they're like, yeah, man, that one part's gonna look really good on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like,
well, maybe that's how they get their shit.
Well, right, but that's fine. But I didn't want my mentality to be the jokes that I'm doing are gonna be good clips or this. I want it to be fully invested in the moment of who's there watching me at that moment, and I want to get really good at making those people laugh there and making things that make those people laugh, not thinking about like, oh, that's a clip that's gonna do like if I put the right hashtag on this joke, if I put the right hashtag on this joke, like all I need to do is make the audience laugh so that it makes the good clip. Like it almost feels like that's the mentality. It switches, and for that reason, I kind of have avoided wanting to like constantly post my shit on there, and then changing the mentality of being like, oh, this joke didn't get enough likes, I probably shouldn't do it again, or blah blah blah. Like that's not where I want my brain to be.
I've posted a few sets on YouTube, like my personal one.
Yeah.
And then I barely put my shit. I guess, and people ask, like, yo, my like friends from before comedy, they're like, yo, I thought you haven't been doing good because you never post your shit. I'm like, oh shit, I guess I do. I feel like you gotta post a little bit though.
Yeah.
Bro. Like,
so like I post like more like pictures, and I post more like me being out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like showing that I'm active, but like I'll post a little bit of content every once in a while. I also feel like I don't write enough to be posting shit. You know what I mean? Like I do a lot of like I'll go 3 months doing the same jokes and then switch them up. So it's like I won't be able to post for every 3 months. Like I don't know.
The beginning of the year, bro, I was writing every day for a good like 2 months, bro, and then I stopped, bro. And
it feels like after a while it's like diminishing returns. You know what I mean? Like no matter what you're putting, whatever you're putting into it, if you're not getting good jokes out of it, you know what I mean? It gets to the point where you're saying, I'm wasting my time. Like I'm gonna get my material somewhere else. This isn't it. Like that's another thing for comics. Like if you have a writing strategy and you do it for a month and you haven't gotten one good joke from it, switch that shit up, dude.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, like you should be yielding. You should be yielding like 2 to 3 pretty good jokes for every 10 that you write. With whatever strategy you're using.
Sure. Well, some people aren't that good, Sebastian.
Well,
we've seen them. In person.
I'm saying in general, but I mean like not even if they do well. Like you're not saying like that joke is gonna fucking murder the crowd every time. But I'm saying like a good joke that has a good concept, that has structure, that can work in multiple rooms. That's like a viable fucking joke that you can say on stage and more than once. You should be getting 1 or 2 of those from every 10 that you're writing.
Oh yeah, I have the problem is I have my little Comic-Con or anime like sets that are pretty good, you know. But what sucks is, bro, you gotta work those motherfuckers out in regular rooms. You know, like how many times are you gonna get an anime room?
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta work them out and you gotta bleed,
but, dude,
bro, and you gotta embarrass yourself.
I went to fucking Ohio and did fucking like Super Mario movie jokes in like in a city that like didn't have a movie theater, and like that shit just like fell flat. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain concepts that like
no movie theater. That's
funny.
Bro.
Think about that, right? Like, they just live in fucking. They just like the woods.
Where'd you go? To see your family?
No. I went for comedy.
Oh,
yeah, shit. It was my first road gig. I went with Rodney Badger, Mark Christopher, and.
How'd you hook that up?
Rodney, he invited me.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I said, Ronnie does shows at the Improv, so I met him through that and spoke to him, became friends. Like he was super cordial, and then he found out I was a comic, and then he gave me a shot. Yeah, I sent him a clip of mine. He thought it was funny, so he was like, "Yeah." He does this show in Ohio every couple months. Shout out Rodney Badger, by the way. Follow him, Laughing Badger. He's a fucking man. Love that guy. But yeah, he saw my comedy and he was like, "Yeah, bro." Like,
was that the guy that opened up for? What's this guy's name?
For Mark Norman?
Yeah.
No,
different guy. All right.
Yeah.
He had his own.
What do you mean?
The Comedy Badger. He had his own show at the Improv.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff with Have Nots, and he does his own Laughing Badger shows.
I know the logo. I can.
Yeah. Dom, who runs Have Nots, he's the fucking man too. I love Dom. Both of those guys are fucking just like
very funny.
They're doing a lot for the scene down here, and they're putting in a lot of effort, time, and energy, and money, and blood, sweat, and tears.
That's crazy.
It's gonna pay off in the end, and I fucking love those guys. But Rodney, he does this show in Ohio because that's where he's from. So he does like 3 shows in a weekend. He goes. We do 2 little bar shows, and then there's one at this place called the White Horse Saloon. that is this really big bar. We sell a bunch of tickets for it. It was packed out. So I did the first show at this tinier bar that's in like Sedonia. That's probably not even the name of the town. I don't know. It's in a random fucking Ohio town. It's right outside of Cincinnati. And I did the first show there and did like half. Like I half bombed, half did good.
Half.
Because like when I went into my Super Mario stuff, because that was kind of the material that I had been doing in Miami, so that was what I was comfortable with. And when I hit a wall, I kind of just jumped into it.
Recent.
And after I said it, this was like 2 months ago, a month ago.
Shit.
So after I said it, I was like, yeah, you guys see the Super Mario movie? And it was like deadpan.
Nothing.
And then instead of switching up, I kind of just kept going into the set. So I was just like, and then when I got off stage, Rodney was like, bro, like you gotta know you can't do that joke here. Like these people don't know. So like I was able to do that.
These people don't got internet, man.
Yeah, these people literally don't have a movie theater. So after that, we did another smaller bar in his hometown. Did a little better there, and then we did the White Horse, which was like 100 and something people, like packed out. Like he grew up with 2 owners that lived across the street from him. So like he's very well connected here. He knows like the people in the bar. He shows up, everybody loves him. So like it was this big show with a lot of stuff, and I went up there and I did really well. But long story short, what I'm trying to get at is, I think for us here in Miami, we need to put ourselves more in those uncomfortable situations, even if it's like losing money and going and doing a show like Cy wants to do. I know he's been dying to go out to Austin and just fucking hit that scene.
Well, he's
like,
going.
He's going. Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking lit. Like, but I feel like in general, all of us, that's what we should be doing more of, because I feel like our scene has so much potential, but it's like you don't want to get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like we want to be pushing ourselves to do better, and that's kind of like what I'm doing with this show. You know,
that's awesome that you're doing that.
That's the goal, man. If we're not making ourselves uncomfortable, if we're not constantly pushing ourselves to fucking improve what we're doing.
How much did you
pay to do the show?
Yeah.
Nothing. No, you don't have to pay the improv to do the show. The improv is expecting you to make money.
Oh, you gotta at least get 100.
That's what you have to bring people. Where I'm spending money is in advertising.
You're ready now? The improv's expecting you to bring people in.
Well, yeah, that's because they're gonna make money on food and drinks.
Yeah, they gotta pay their.
Well, they're gonna make money on food and drinks, right? So they don't give a fuck how you're making money, and they don't. No, they're not. Like the servers make the money off of their tips.
Yeah.
Like we tip out. The food runners make money off the tips.
Wow.
So like they make money off of like the bill, and then they tip out whatever the extra comes in. But they're making all their money on food and drinks.
They're a restaurant.
Yeah.
That's what comedy clubs
are.
Well,
no, it's not really a restaurant. It's just it's an entertainment venue.
Yeah.
So like they're making money on that. They're making money on if you come and you buy tickets to the next show. Like there's all ththese things, because like most of the time the way you're gonna make money is if you sell legit tickets.
Yeah.
That's the best way, because it's usually a split of the door where the comedian's getting like 80 to 90 to 70% of the door.
Yeah, I think they get most of the...
Yeah, you get most of the door. That's how most comics, if you go anywhere and you get booked at a big club, that's what you're making. You're making the money of your ticket sales. You know what I mean? And then like it's very rare. You got to be a pretty big comic and have some pretty like robust contracts to make a portion of like food and drink sale.
Yeah.
Because that's like
once
the bread and butter of the club. You know what I mean? So...
That's like you're selling out 4 days in a row.
Yeah, and you can make fucking money.
Yeah.
You make fucking money. I know people, if you sell out 8 shows at the Improv in a weekend, you're making $100K.
And that's easy.
And maybe more. Yeah. And maybe more. If you're Gabriel Iglesias,
8 shows.
If you're it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's
you need
Thursday,
to be
Friday.
That's
Saturday,
2 Thursday,
Sunday.
2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to be a massive headliner, but you can make 100 plus, and that's everywhere in the country.
Weekend, bro.
That's everyone. You do that in LA. You do that in New York. You do that here. You do that in fucking.
Jose's like, I'm doing.
You do that in Atlanta. You can make that. Like you can make good money. You know what I mean? But it's all about bringing people. You have to sell the ticket. You have to bring the people. Everybody eats if you can attract the crowd, and that's why the bigger comics now that are doing super well, unfortunately for people who aren't like social media savvy, are the guys who are blowing up on TikTok, the guys who are doing really well on Instagram, the guys who have blowing up podcasts, who go on Rogan, who do all this shit. Like they're doing better and making more money off of these shows because they have a group they have a base of people. Yeah, they have a following and a base of people that they know can come. So that should be the goal for all of us right now, is build an audience of people that are committed to you and want to see you grow, whether it's on social media, whether it's on fucking OnlyFans, whether it's on Patreon. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. There's so many opportunities and so many different ventures where you can attract attention to yourself right now on the internet, that should be the mindset and the goal. It shouldn't be like right now, we're all pretty funny. You know what I mean? Like all of us, every single comic, on a good night, every single comic on a good night with a good crowd can kill. Yeah. In Miami, I do feel that 90% of the comics, what happens is possibly 1 or 2 jokes doesn't go great. the
And
crowd,
they're like,
or they're just there's an old lady in the crowd who doesn't like it, and she's there with her fucking son, and yeah, the energy
That's
is
true.
shot.
That's true.
It
I will
happens.
give it to the comics because there's a lot of comics that don't get slack, like don't get the credit, like Marty. And
Yeah.
Marty kills a lot more than the comics that talk shit about Marty.
100%.
He kills a lot more than most of those comics.
Bro, Marty gets up at the new faces and they go,
Yeah,
Marty, Marty,
yeah, bro.
Marty.
Yeah.
Like people chant his name at the
Yeah,
new
bro.
faces and fucking. You will never see a reception like that for any other comic in my
And then he's like, everybody hates me.
Bro, I love Marty.
I love Marty.
Marty
bro.
invited me to his birthday and it was
Oh,
dope.
we went.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah.
It was dope. We roasted him.
That's when I was telling you, like,
That was when I roasted
that lady
you.
in the back got pissed off at me. Oh, you guys left. Oh, you know what I said? I'm like, in 20 years, the Holocaust will be 100. I'm like, hopefully they'll shut up about it by then.
Bro, that's so good. That's fucking funny. That's funny.
And
And they got mad at the Elks Lodge. They didn't like
Zach's
that?
girlfriend, she's like, this lady's mad at you. I'm like, it was a joke.
Yeah.
You know, but if you know what's crazy, bro? If somebody would have told me a year, like day one in comedy, they would be like, hey, in a year from now, you're gonna be at a 69-year-old gay Jew birthday party at the Elks Lodge, and you're gonna like perform for like a few people there. You're like, I would have been like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then there was like 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 60-year-olds.
Bro, it was a crazy
It
party.
was a crazy like.
They had good snacks.
Yeah, it was good, bro. Good snacks.
But yeah, I think
it
that
was fun.
right now the scene that we're building
It's
doesn't
good,
have
bro.
enough attention on it. You know what I
But
mean?
we're
And I feel like
building,
we have
bro.
the potential, and like once we get those eyes on us, we're gonna be able to like do shows like they do in Austin, where it's like a bunch of comics on one show. Like that's my goal.
Yeah.
Well, that's my goal. So like I'm trying to dominate Tuesdays at the Improv. So like
That's fire.
by next year, I want to have at least one show a month on a Tuesday at the Improv, or if I start doing well, I can do them on Thursdays. Like that's what
Where it's
happens.
a known thing, like, hey, have you gone to the Tuesday night at the
Well,
Improv?
like right,
Yeah.
and it's like I
That's
want to
good,
do
bro.
something
And then
more.
you're gonna-
I want to do something more of a showcase where a bunch of people can go on and do like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody do 7 minutes, and you get fucking 15 comics, and everybody fucking goes up. It's like a new faces, but with good people.
Yeah.
And you actually sell tickets.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And everybody can make
And
20
that would-
bucks
bro,
or whatever the
comics,
fuck.
If you do that, bro, comics will be like, yo, you just gotta. It's like new faces, but you
Yeah, just
pick-
bring some people.
Yeah, just bring some people.
Promo
bro.
it, bring some people. It's at the fucking Improv.
Damn.
It's good stuff. But like, that's my like. I want that to be like.
So
the
new
goal.
faces is all money for the Improv then.
Yeah, it's just a show that they do at the Improv. Yeah.
Wow. But that's just straight profit because nobody gets that money.
Well, I mean, yes and no. They still have to pay all their staff, and
Yeah,
they have to,
yeah.
They have to pay
That's
fucking
crazy.
the
'Cause-
DJ, and they have to do
Yeah.
all that crap. But the bottom line is, they'll open up if you can bring people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is. If it's a podcast, if it's a private event for your company, and you want to just bring if you want to be like a real estate company and bring a speaker to come talk, they'll sell that. They'll open it up for you too. Like
Oh,
this
shit.
is a business.
It's just a venue.
Like that's
yeah.
what people need to understand, that this is a business. Somebody owns it. Everywhere you go to, every bar you go to, every place that you're gonna be working with as a comic is a business that is gonna want to make money. So if you
Yeah.
want to pitch your idea to them, or you want to fucking convince them to give you a shot, show them how you're gonna make a money. Period. That's unfortunate. It's the unfortunate reality of the business that we're in, is that you can be as funny as you could be the funniest guy in
but
the
if
world.
you don't, nobody's coming.
But if you can't make that bar money, if you can't bring people to, they don't give a fuck, because they're gonna be laughing. No one's gonna
yeah,
be laughing at you.
you could be the funniest, but if you can't, that's wild, bro.
So when we look at like how we're gonna be having to present ourselves moving forward, like if we want to
Wow,
progress.
damn. So you gotta be a TikTok comic, bro.
Not even. I don't think you have to be a
All right.
TikTok comic, because there's other avenues for it. You know what I mean? Like,
What's his name?
could
You
do
know
a-
what happened?
You could do Eventbrite. You can collect emails. You can fucking build up an Instagram. You can have a podcast. You could, like, all of these are avenues in building popularity and building a base that follows you and likes you, so that even if you travel, there's people that know you.
Yeah.
You know?
I gotta get this logo figured out. Start passing out the stickers. I haven't made the stickers because I don't like the logo that well.
True.
But we
No,
gotta
if you need help
change
with the
that.
logo, I got you.
I got the Trev.
Oh yeah,
Trev,
true,
man.
true.
We just gotta stop and actually do it. This is time, bro. Time is a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? So you work at the Improv, and what do you do in the daytime?
Nothing,
Just hang, bro.
bro. Yeah, I fucking.
Because that's your off time.
Yeah, and we work a lot, and like there's so like I work 2 days a week. I get in at noon at the Improv.
Holy
Yeah, so
shit.
Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm there at noon and I'm answering phones
Prepping.
and
People are
prepping
calling.
everything for the
Yeah,
for
like
the show.
the day I reserved seats with you, it was like a 2, 5, 3 phone calls back and forth, bro. That was a crazy day, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I lost like my whole wallet, and I'm like, all right, let's do this, and I had no card to put that down on. That's crazy.
But yeah, so I'm there like for a good amount of hours. They're like Fridays and Wednesdays and shit like that, and then Monday, Tuesday is basically my weekend. So like I'll just be chilling at home. I'll go fucking do thank you. I'll go do whatever.
That's not a bad Monday. It's crazy because Mondays you would think as Mondays for a comic is good because there's now like probably 4 shows that you can do, and if you're off on Tuesday, who gives a fuck? Just sleep in.
Yeah.
And what I wouldn't give to have like Tuesday off, bro, because you could do Sandbar. If you're booked, you can do Sandbar. Thank you.
Monday.
7 C's, and then even if you're coming up from Broward, you can do something, bro.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to do, and that's the beauty of having more of those rooms is that we should have that like every night. You know what I mean? Like coming in from any direction, you should be able to pull. Like there's enough.
Get closer.
There's enough people in Miami.
Yeah.
Where you can attract people. The problem is we're not marketing ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody knows that the comedy scene is happening.
I have a good supporting, bro. Like all my people from work, all my family members, they're like crazy supportive. I was like, when you first start comedy, I was self-conscious. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell nobody. And then, Raul tags people, bro. Like, he just tags you and posts you, and then like everybody's like, yo, you started doing comedy. I'm like, fuck, bro. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but I didn't want nobody coming out at first until I got decent, and I'm like, all right, now you can come out and see me, but I didn't invite nobody out there like, hey, I'm gonna come out. Hell nah. When did but you did New Face? You had to have done New Faces.
That was my first set.
Yeah, had to.
My first set was New Faces.
And did you bring people for that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I brought like my first New Faces. I brought like 22 people.
And that was your first set.
First set, yeah.
That's dangerous, bro.
Yeah,
but you watched enough comedy to understand.
Yeah, I had already seen
New Faces.
I had seen 3 New Faces. You know what I mean? At that point, I had watched that show specifically happen.
You knew how to build a set already. Trevor, I've been kicking this camera so much.
Yeah.
Bro. So you knew how to put a set together. That's the thing, because some people go to New Faces, bring like 20 people, bro. I've never done comedy before.
Yeah.
That's wild, isn't it? There's one dude that I followed behind at Dania. He had his own theme song. He had his own song to come up to the stage, and
he had never done comedy.
I don't think so, or once or twice.
Right.
And then,
If you think if you're 3 sets in and you think that a custom song is what's gonna make the difference in your set,
bro, it's crazy,
mentality
bro.
in the wrong place, bro.
Hey, I will tell you, bro. Black families support their own, bro. Like if you tell me, we're gonna go see Lil Andre at the Improv, they fucking show out, bro, and it's crazy. Like, bro, his whole family, his whole crew, bro, was crazy. They knew the song.
Yeah,
the song hasn't come out on Spotify yet, but they knew the song, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? And then like. But like 20 people, you can't get. It's not the same. Those 20 people laughing versus the 150 that's there.
It's also the fact of you can bring those 20 people once, but are they gonna come every single month that you're gonna do New Faces?
Bro,
probably
hell
not.
No, bro.
Like probably not. Right. So it's like at a certain.
And then I killed.
Well, yeah. At a certain point, I think even with the New Faces and stuff, it's it gets to the point where.
That's just if
where
as
those
a comic,
shows it gets to the point where those shows become easier than
bar
shows those those are nothing like I always tell people like right when you get started do the New Faces and then people
just so you can
and people get intimidated but I'm like no just do it so that you can get confidence in front of a lot of people because it's an easy crowd like
versus bars.
Everybody's go do a set at the New Faces and do the exact same set at 7 C's and tell me how the fuck it goes.
You'll want to kill yourself.
Tell me how the fuck it goes.
I'm not funny. Right. You'll be like,
exactly.
I'm not funny.
But at the same time, it still has its benefits though to go up and be able to make all those people laugh and be able to and see that
do this.
And see that like I can put together a set that makes a good crowd of people laugh, and then that gives you the confidence going into your smaller sets and going into the smaller bars, and I don't think enough people take advantage of that, to the point where it's like there's so like you can do 2 a month. You know what I mean? You can do Dania and Miami and fucking. And
the improv, the New Faces for comics is just a tool to like get get shit building with the improv. Get them seeing you. And you know what's sick, bro, is that you guys really put on your own like when a comic comes into town, they're like, who can I get? You guys mostly always get comics that have been growing in that fucking club. And then that's the same. You know what, bro? People like talk a lot of crap, bro, but villains the same way.
Yeah.
You know what? They're like, oh, you're not gonna get in unless you're part of the crew. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, what company that like. Companies always get pissed off when like they hire a guy from out of town to do the job that like, bro, we could have all done this, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's the way it's supposed to be. You're like supposed to get the people from your fucking crew.
And I think also you have to
remember. That's pretty sick.
You have to realize that they're not just going to give anybody an opportunity.
Yeah.
No matter what the club is. Like if they find some random fucking comic and they're just like, "Oh, this big name comic is coming into town. We're gonna give this guy we've seen him at the New Faces once or twice. We're gonna let him go." And then that guy goes up and bombs.
Oh yeah,
and fucking nukes the crowd. And then the actual the comic that they're booked, that they're paying, that's bringing people is like, the fuck is this, dude? Like, what is going on? Like why? Like
hello.
Why did you give us this guy? Hello.
How you doing? Pause for edit podcast. All right. But your shows on the 14th.
13th. Tuesday the 13th at the Miami Improv.
All right, so guys, buy your tickets. We're basically the food's here, so we're done. Let's go. It was a good podcast. I learned a lot, the ins and out of comedy, and Miami Improv the 13th Tuesday.
Yes, it's my birthday, bro. So
it's your birthday that day.
It's the day of my birthday.
Oh, and I got a ticket for that.
Yes,
I'm coming, bro.
Yeah, you do.
Oh hell yeah.
You do have a ticket.
Yeah, I do have a ticket. I'm gonna come through. Buy some fries.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, we got myself, Peter, Ben,
bro,
Rob, and then we got the monsters, Ellie, Brittany, and Lewis. So
awesome, bro. All right.
So yeah, it's gonna be great.
Pause for edit.
Pause for edit, guys.
Bye.